Welcome back, America, to one of my favorite segments, the Just the News Health Tape. Yeah, we're all making America healthy again. It's time to make ourselves healthy again. This segment is brought to you by our good friends at NativePath. Joining us now, the co-founder and chief culture officer at NativePath, Dr. Chad Walding. Doctor, good to have you back on.
Hey, John, Amanda, thank you for having me. It's so good to be here.
Absolutely. And I want to get to a topic that I know is dear to my heart. I sit all week long in an office, long days under the lights and cameras. On the weekends, I get out to my cabin, I'm in the sunshine, and by Sunday night, I feel a ton better than I felt through Monday through Friday. That isn't an accident, is it?
It's not an accident at all. I mean, it turns out the sun is really, really good for us. It's important to have a good relationship with the sun. And it's interesting, when I think about what we grew up being told about the sun is that we were told to stay out of the sun. You don't go outside, and whatever you do, if you do go get sun, like make sure you put on a whole lot of sunscreen. Like that, the more SPF, the better, right? And it turns out that can have a problem. It turns out the sun is extremely important for our bones, our immune system, our mood, our ability to fight off disease, our metabolism. There's actually nothing in our body that doesn't improve when we absorb natural vitamin D from the sun. And I want to stress that too. There's a distinction between supplementing with vitamin D and the bioavailability and the potency that you get from natural sunlight. So in NativePath, we always look at this stuff, like what has changed in our environment over the past 100 years, right? And where do we get off the path? Why is our chronic disease rate so high? Yeah. And what do we need to do to get back on the path? And to me, the sun is one of the foundational principles of the path. These are things that worked 100 years ago. They'll work 100 years from now for humans because it's essential to human health. So it's really important that we understand, as you were saying, most modern humans these days, they're working in front of a laptop inside all during the day with artificial lights, and we go home and then the sun goes down and then we turn on these big bright screens and watch Netflix, and it just throws off our entire circadian rhythm. We're not absorbing vitamin D, and it sets us up for all kinds of issues like mental disorders, immune system disorders. So we really have to bring this back, right? And I'm going to share a study with you that got my attention, right? So this came out not too long ago. It turns out that people in the hospitals that are sleeping or staying with their hospital beds next to the window where natural sunlight is coming in, on average, they're getting discharged from the hospital much faster than people who are in rooms without natural sunlight.
Wow.
And who are not exposed to it, right? So it shows you right there. Even people who are in rough states with their health, that's the sun exposure, even if it's coming through the window, can do radical things for our healing, to overcome health challenges for our immune system. It is profound, right? But I want to stress the relationship, right? We don't want to think, well, I'm going to go in the sun for 3 hours a day without sunblock, and that can be a problem, right? That can burn your skin. That can lead to issues. But it's also not good to never go outside and wear SPF 90 if you do, and avoid the natural sunlight. So I really want to encourage people to, as we like to say, get on the path with us. Start incorporating a good relationship with the sun. And what I would encourage people to do is build up to 15 minutes a day, right? Especially before we head into the winter, because you're going to have less sun exposure as we head into the winter. But try to build up to 15 minutes of sun exposure a day. An easy thing to do, as we've talked about before, Amanda, is wake up and have good sun exposure in the morning. That regulates your circadian rhythm. Go outside during the day if you can, to have little frequent micro doses of sun exposure. You can, ladies can wear a sports bra. Men, if you really want to go for it, take off your shirt. But that is a critical thing to your health that doesn't get talked about enough, right? The idea is you do not want to get burned. And I also want to say that the darker your skin pigmentation is, the more natural sun exposure you will need. Your genes are expecting you to get more sun exposure. So we have a lot of people with dark skin pigmentation that are living in northern climates that their health is really suffering because they're not getting enough sun exposure, right? So we want to correct this, have a good relationship with the sun, and get back on the path. And then just think about all the things that can also help you with what the sun helps you with, right? What are we doing when we're getting good skin exposure? Sun exposure, we're improving our bones, we're improving our immune system. Take care of all the practices around that. It's foundational to your health.
Yeah. Gosh, as healthy as the sun is, it's almost like there was intelligent design to the universe. It's unbelievable.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I want to ask you, because the beginning of last year, I cut out seed oils. And I didn't have any sun. Pretty much everybody knows that LA summer really doesn't even hit until July or August because you have May gray and June gloom. So last July, 4th of July, I'm out there for a barbecue. I'm out there starting at about 11 a.m. I go all the way through the day. I get home that night and I notice that I have no sunburn. I didn't wear any sunscreen or anything. The only thing that changed is that I cut out seed oils. And what I learned is that seed oils can inhibit your vitamin D receptors, which prevents the production of melatonin. So as far as I can tell, maybe that was a woo-woo study, but it sounds like there is a direct connection between putting processed things like seed oils in our body and how our body is able to react and adapt to the sun.
That is so true. And I actually had the same exact experience. I grew up as a seed oil kid. I think we all did.
Yeah.
And I used to get burned all the time. And I started to replace that with healthy, traditional, on the path fats like whole real butter, coconut oil, avocado oil. You know, these are so foundational to our health. And I get sun exposure every day, minimum of 15 minutes. I have never been burned in the past 20 years. And I grew up as a kid, as a pale blonde kid with blonde hair, always getting burned. Right. And what changed with that? I stopped putting on sunscreen. I changed my oils and I had a better relationship with the sun. And as you say, like these seed oils, they get trapped in our cells, right? And they react to heat. They oxidize, right? That's one of the reasons why we don't encourage you to cook with industrial seed oils, because they oxidize easily under heat. They become inflammatory to our body. When we consume them, the same thing is happening in our bodies. It goes to our cells. They get under heat. Right? It gets under heat with the sunlight and it creates all kinds of problems. So it's such an important thing you brought up right there. We want to have a good relationship with the sun while we're having a good relationship with our food, starting with our fats. And what you're saying, I've had so many people say the same thing. I change my fats and I never get sunburned again. What's going on? And that's what's going on right there. So I love that you said that.
I've got a great equation. Sun plus collagen equals a healthier lifestyle. And Dr. Chad Walding, you've made it easy for us to get back some of the collagen that's been depleted from our body because of our special partnership with NativePath. Folks, here's what you do. If you want to get started today, get on that path that the doctor was just talking about. You go to getnativepath.com/justnews. You're going to get a special bundle deal at a fraction of the retail price, plus free shipping. That's a great deal, Paul. All you got to do, go to getnativepath.com/justnews. Now remember, over 4 million jars sold, thousands of 5-star reviews, and 365-day money-back guarantees offered. It's a great deal. This is your moment to take control of aging before symptoms get control of you. Go to getnativepath.com/justnews right now. We'll be right back after these messages.